Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Unleashed Alchemy. Tamara Temu here. In this episode, I am going to give you very strong tips and tools that you can use in your everyday life, in every single part of your life, to be able to get reacquainted with that wealth identity. It's not something that's out here. It's not something that you have to work for. It is, these tips are just going to help you access that part of you, help you access that identity that is ready to be unleashed. Okay. So this goes hand in hand with this long series that we have done about money. We know it's needless to say, but we know we have to remind some people, because I know people are going to come on here and say, well, wealth goes beyond money. Okay, we know that. But in this particular episode or series, we have been focused on money. Okay. Now, going back to the wealth identity, going back to your abundant identity, your prosperity identity, we are talking about money, perfect health, complete fulfillment in every single part of your life so that you can live a soul fulfilled life. Do you think that it is part of your soul's identity to struggle, to be in grind mode all the time, to work hard, to scrape up for everything to survive? Okay, no. Our soul's purpose, if you're looking for a purpose, which is not a thing, you don't need to look for your purpose. Your purpose is here. It is you. Every time you look in the mirror, you're fulfilling your purpose. Purpose is what we came here to fulfill. There are infinite purposes because we are cosmic infinite beings, but I digress. We know that our soul's purpose was to be fulfilled in all ways, to have money overflowing into our lives. Okay, because if we have money overflowing in our lives, then we can do the work that we wish to do that will positively influence other people. If we were to ask 100 people, do you want the work that you do? Do you want to live in a way that helps other people? Most of those people are going to say, yes, I want to be happy, which you have an inherent right to be. And I'm talking about happy for real, not a forced happy, not, my external environment is not as ideal, so I'm just going to force myself to be happy and to be grateful. We're going to talk about that in a minute. To be happy. No. I'm talking about true happiness, true joy, true ecstasy. All right. That starts from the internal out. All right. When you hear, if you've been here for a while on this channel, you've heard me use the phrases spiritual ecstasy, spiritual liberation. Well, that is internal first. Then it's going to be manifested in your external environment. That's a natural progression. All right. So with all that being said, we have to talk about money. People are still trying to separate spirituality and money. The two go together. There is no separation. Okay. So back to what we're going to talk about in today's episode. I'm going to give you tips and steps that you can start to incorporate right now to but to get reacquainted with that wealth identity, with that abundance identity, so that can be expressed. So the steps are, we're going to go through each one. The steps are the gratitude habit, environmental upgrades, investing in conveniences, nervous system body identity integration, and word power. I know that was a lot of words, but we'll just go through them individually. So this gratitude habit, when you have established a habit of being in gratitude, when you shift from a mindset, when you shift and you let go of that identity of lack and scarcity, and you step into that abundant identity, you no longer have a label for money. What do I mean by that? You do not look at the amount of money that you have to be big or small. Large or little amounts of money is not a thing to you. Because when you exist in an abundant identity, the addition of any type of money, that is a money manifestation because your lens has changed. So gratitude is not just a feeling. Gratitude is power. It is the power to connect with your true identity. And I'm going to read my notes here. By the way, as you see me looking down, I am reading a few sentences of excerpts from my newest book that's now available in paperback on Amazon. It's called Tales of a Money Maven: How Religious and Other Programming Has Effed Up Your Money. All right, it's available now. I did it in paperback because at the end of the book, there are over, I think 60 plus questions and observations that you will go through and journal as you read through, and you're going to journal what comes up for you, what thoughts come up, what images come up, how you feel in your body, and you're able to write inside the book as your own journal. So that's why I created a paperback. That's why I made it available as a paperback. So, all right, so let's get back to the episode. So, gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a power. All right. It's very important to understand that because your identity is shaped by your nervous system calibration, that gratitude habit, it settles into your nervous system, and your decisions then, and your perspective and your lens becomes influenced by what you identify with. So gratitude in its essence is about appreciating the receipt of a thing. Gratitude is about the act of receiving, not the thing itself. That is what frees you from little money to big money. It frees you from the labels and judgments. All right. So when you are being grateful, when you have a wealth identity, receiving something is easy for you. It's very easy for you. All right. When you are in lack identity, gratitude is going to be difficult because receiving is going to be difficult for you. So when you are in receiving mode, in your abundant identity, receiving good is just a natural part of your being. It is not a struggle. It's a natural state because your body, your nervous system has regulated to express that identity. So, for example, when you see lottery winners that become broke real quick, it is not that they are inherently destined for that fate. Their nervous system was not regulated to receive that type of overflow. All right. That's one example. Also, when you are operating from your abundant identity, and we're still talking about gratitude here, we're able to recognize the evidence of money manifesting in our lives. I don't care what anybody says. Here's another side note. I've been hearing or seeing people that want to discredit the act of manifesting. Manifesting is still a thing. It will always be a thing. Manifesting is to bring the unseen into the seen. That is the power that we all carry. So I don't know where these people are getting this idea from. But that's a side note. That's another episode. So When you're operating in your wealth identity, in your abundant identity, in your prosperity, infinite, prosperous identity, when it comes to money, every additional amount you receive, regardless of the origin, is a step in your manifestation odyssey. It is a part of it. It's like the universe saying, yeah, you got it. This is what you were born to do. You were born to manifest. So let me give you an example. So when I was having another spiritual transformation, a spiritual awakening, by the way, you don't just go through one, you have many. So on this particular one, this is where my wealth identity was really being exposed and uncovered. So one day in the morning, I said, okay, infinite intelligence, great creator within, show me how easy money can come to me. That's all I said, left it where it was, went about my day. Later on that afternoon, I was walking, just taking a walk, a stroll, not necessarily working out or exercising, but enjoying the breeze. And it was a really windy day, but it was really nice, right? So I'm walking. Windy. Almost got to a point where I was almost not struggling to walk, but I was going against the wind. And I was like, okay, wow, this wind is really picking up, but still a beautiful day. Well, all of a sudden, as I'm walking, I look down and I see $1 float across my feet. I looked at it, forgot about what I said to the universe, forgot about my intention that I spoke, walked a couple of feet, and then I stopped. I said, oh, wait a minute. And when I initially passed by that $1, the first thought that came in my mind was, it's just $1. And see, this is what I'm saying. When you look at money through the lens of a lack identity versus an abundant identity, you judge amounts. I was judging that $1 because I still hadn't stepped into my wealth identity. But I reversed. I quickly corrected and I said, no, this is what I asked for. I went back, traced my steps, picked up that $1. And from then, that is when I made it my intention to be grateful for any addition of money, regardless of the source. That is a manifestation evidence. And when you are in your abundant identity, it is easy for you to recognize those instances. Okay. Now, how do you solidify? I'm going to give you just a few steps here. We won't spend too much time on this. How do you solidify your gratitude habit? The moment you have an addition of anything good in your life, enchant it with gratitude. I'm not talking about how you feel. Open your mouth and enchant it with gratitude. Show appreciation for whatever you have purchased or receive from someone as a gift or assistance. Even if you're not receiving something tangible, if someone helps you, immediate enchantment with gratitude. Enchantment for the assistance, enchantment for that person. View it as an added benefit in your life on your spiritual odyssey to assist you with being more powerful in who you are. Okay. Now, if you're not used to this initially, you may view it as silly. Okay. That's okay. Let it be silly. Let it be ridiculous. All right. If you buy a freaking new pen, show gratitude that that new pen will be instrumental in your ability to sign business deals that are so aligned. To sign business deals that will be an overflow of money avenue for you, just one avenue for you. Knowing that as you write out your intention for how you want your life, that you are essentially painting your life as it is already done. When you buy food, okay, show gratitude for it because it's fueling this energetic body that has all this beautiful work to do in the world, that has all these beautiful travels to experience, all these beautiful experiences to experience with other people. Enchant the food and set your intention for it to magnetize you for everything good that belongs to you by divine right. All right. So these are just a few examples that you can use to solidify your gratitude habit. So let's get into the next tool, the next practice. We're going to talk about environmental upgrades. What are environmental upgrades? So this literally includes your environment. Let's take where you live. Actually, let's do an easier one. Let's take an easier example. Your clothes, that is your environment because it's on the outside. Are you keeping clothes that have holes in them? Are you keeping clothes that have holes in them because you're the only one that can see them? Think about that. How is that helping you embrace your wealth identity? How is that helping you embrace your abundant of everything good identity? How is that helping you embrace your prosperous identity? All right. If you have in your home, if you have things that are broken, okay, if you're one of these people that has, a glass or a coffee cup that broke and you glued it back together, is that really influencing your wealth identity? Because you thought, well, no, I'm going to save money and just glue this back together again without buying something else. People do that every single day and we're not even conscious of it. But these are things that we have to consider because, again, I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. Your wealth, this is about your identity. What is in your nervous system? Who you see yourself as. Okay? Think about your car. When's the last time you cleaned out your car? When's the last time you drove it through a car wash? Okay, does it smell good? Does it smell the way you want it to smell? That is a part of environmental upgrades. A lot of times we think when we, talk about these things, we think on a grandiose level, which is good. That's amazing. We think, oh, well, if I can't, go out and purchase the home that I want today, then I'm not going to do anything. No, that's not true, because you can look around where you live right now. Do you need to paint your own picture and hang it up on the wall? Do you need to go and buy a candle that smells good so that you can embrace the ambiance of prosperity in your home? I don't care if you live in a 7,000 square foot house. I don't care if you live in a 700 square foot apartment, a studio apartment. I don't care if you live in a room right now. Identity is what's in here on the inside. All right. So it's another example, environmental upgrade. So let's go to the next point. Okay. Invest in conveniences. What do I mean by that? Invest in conveniences. For about $9 a month, you can have your groceries delivered. That's what I mean by investing in conveniences. It's about $9 a month. All right. I've used services from many different, not many, but different platforms, and it always averages to be the same price, about $9 a month to have groceries delivered to me. That's a convenience that you can invest in. Can you hire someone to come in and clean where you stay one time a month? Okay. There are services out here, cleaning services, that will only charge not even $200 to clean a 4,000 square foot space. And to me, that is very inexpensive. So if you don't have a space that big, imagine the little, or not the little, but imagine what you can invest in that cleaning convenience, which will open up more time for you to get quiet, to get into a meditation so that you can receive wealth building ideas. That's how you have to start thinking about this. Because see, when we tell ourselves, or we don't want to pay someone to do that when you can do it yourself, that's not the point. Number one, we have to get out of that. That thinking comes from trading time for money. All right. When we have been programmed to trade our time for money, then it influences how we look at every single part of our lives. So then we tell ourselves, well, I'm not going to invest in that convenience because I could be saving that money. Well, then look at the time that you're putting into cleaning your home. And you know, let's just face it. Yes, we have to keep our home clean, but some of us hate it. So can you imagine if, as an energetic being, you're cleaning your home, you're hating it, you're hating every single moment of it. So how can you take that energy and use it to apply passion to something that you love? By investing in that convenience. And you may be saying right now, watching this, well, right now I'm looking at my bank account, and the bank account says that I can't do that. I can't invest in someone cleaning my house. This is just an example. We're staying with the cleaning example though. Well, your consciousness is going to get you the housekeeper, not your bank account. So it's up to you to set the intention. If having a housekeeper is what you desire, have you spoken that? Have you shown gratitude that it is already complete? This is the power that we have to start stepping into. We have to. The power is there. It is time for us to stop walking around this earth like we don't have any power. Because we do. It is time for us to allow the programming just to go away, and quit caring about how we sound to other people. Quit caring about whether you sound delusional to other people. Your power is there waiting for you to pick it up, to embrace it, to allow it to embrace you. All right? Investing in conveniences. So another convenience. So we've talked about cleaning. So having someone clean your house. We've talked about getting your groceries delivered. So what is this doing for you? It is putting you in the state of receiving. It is putting you in the practice of receiving. Because oftentimes we walk around this earth where, you know, some of us have said out loud what we desire, but yet one hand is closed while the other is open. You have to have both hands open to fully receive. You have to have both hands open to fully receive. So you can practice being in receiving mode by allowing help even when you don't need it. For example, I now expect for someone, if I have to run into the store for, you know, whatever reason, I expect for someone to come up to me and ask me, hey, do you want me to carry your bag or bags to the car? Yep. I don't care. The point is, sure I could carry my own bags. Okay. Sure I could carry my own bag. I'm strong. Even if it is heavy, I can do it. But that's not the point. The point is receiving help. The point is to be in receiving mode. And so now anytime I go to the store, I don't care if I have one bag or two bags. I always get asked, hey, do you want me to carry this out for you? Yep. Thanks. So that's another way it puts you. We're talking about investing in conveniences because it puts you in the practice to expect. That's what happens when you open your mouth and you set your intention. You expect. Why? Because it is already your intention didn't just, or your desires, intentions and desires, I'll say it that way. It didn't just come just out the blue. It came from your soul. So that intention and that desire is already complete. It already exists. You happen to be the cosmic vessel that is receiving it. It is going to be expressed through you. You have to remember that. All right. So let's get to the other point. Let me go to my notes. All right. Now we have the nervous system, body, identity, integration. This all comes down to paying attention to our body. Our disconnection, I'm going to read an excerpt from the book. Our disconnection from our feelings and emotions can make us feel like we're living a life that's not truly ours, but one that has been handed to us by societal programming. However, as we delve deeper into our infinite intelligence, we start to rediscover the magic within us. We realize that this programming tied to the ego is limited because it only focuses on the external and what is known. It clings tightly to our old identity, but we have the power to break free. That identity rests in our nervous system, manifesting in our external experience because the bound programming has become our operating system. So, as this relates to our emotions and feelings, if you operate from the story that to express fear is unacceptable or to express sadness is weak, the fear and despair don't go away. Those emotions get pushed down and ignored over time, becoming lodged in our nervous system. I want to emphasize this with the money example. If you have operated from a story that wanting more money is greedy, that can produce feelings of shame around money. If the shame isn't observed, it becomes lodged in the nervous system, which will cause us to repel the energy of money. By acknowledging and embracing our feelings, we liberate ourselves from the constant chatter in our minds. We create a space to question how our body feels and to truly listen to its needs. This is a powerful shift, and it allows us to prevent outbursts and unwanted experiences, and instead moves toward a more balanced and harmonious life. I'm going to keep reading. Why haven't more people gotten into the practice of being in tune with their emotions? To do that would be to be emotionally charged. And the word emotional has a negative connotation. The negative connotation of emotions and feelings has initiated fear of our own internal guiding system. Emotions provide us with information, such as showing us when we are resisting and where that resistance is coming from, not whether the resistance is right or wrong. Then we can question if the resistance belongs to us or if it is projected. So, as we delve into the realm of money and embracing our identity, and here's a side note, I just skipped a lot here. I'm going straight to the money. Let me repeat that. As we delve into the realm of money and embracing our abundant identity, we have to consider our nervous system. For so long, our nervous system has adapted to lack in other limited forms. So if the word abundant triggers a physical response, that's why. As we navigate this transformation, it's crucial to focus on calming the nervous system. So, the process of emotional recognition will help you move from elevation to elevation without holding on to barriers, emotional barriers that can form in your body. During emotional recognition, you are not claiming or recognizing the emotion as an identity, but you're observing its presence. Recognizing your emotions places you in the present moment and allows low-level emotions and programming to leave your energy field. Okay? So, that gives you an example of what the nervous system, the body, and identity, how that is all integrated. So let's go on to the next point. All right. And this is body connection. This will get you into the practice of paying attention to your body. So I'll give you one example. One example is to just, I don't care if you're in line waiting for coffee. I don't care if you're, sitting at a restaurant about to eat, or if you're, about to watch a movie, or if you're around other people, you're just sitting there chatting. Tune into your body. Pay attention to how you feel around people. Get into the practice of asking yourself, how do I feel today? How do I feel right now? How does my body feel right now? What does my body need? Again, we're doing this, we're asking these questions because we have been programmed to get out of our body and to just get all up in here, all analyzation, all logical, when spirit speaks to us through our body. Messages come up through our body. Our visions come up through our body. Our power is in our DNA, which is in our body. So when we can get back into the practice of connecting with our body, we're activating those power levels that are coded within us. We're accessing those mysteries of our magic so that it's not a mystery anymore. It's unleashed into our lives. So not only can we see it, but everyone else can. Okay? So that gives you an example of how to connect with your body again. So now let's talk about word power briefly. Your words reprogram your subconscious mind. All right? We already know that the subconscious mind is filled with a bunch of stories, okay, that turned into beliefs that affected our identity, that affected our lives, and we can see that manifestation in our money. You can speak your intention. You can activate and use that life-giving creative power that is in your vocal cords, regardless of feelings and emotions. Your feelings and emotions do not negate the power of your words. They don't. They don't. This is what we focus on. This is your I am power. So always remember that. Now, I go through, of course, there's more of this that I talk about in the book, but I'm giving you a little taste of it, okay? Now, is that it? Oh, I thought I had, oh, I left a page off, but that's okay. So, I just wanted to share those tools with you that practice, and also, even when you are, after you've asked the question, how do I feel right now? Maybe you discover that perhaps you're not feeling the happiest. Guess what? You can still set your intention for the day. You may have woken up this morning and you may have not felt, maybe something was off. And you can say, I observe that there are feelings of unhappiness here. You're not claiming the unhappiness. You're not making the unhappiness your identity. Notice the words that I'm using. Okay, this is where we got to get back to our word power. Watch your words. You can say, I observe. I don't ignore the feelings of unhappiness that I feel right now. Yet I know who I am. I am the spirit of infinite plenty. I am above only. I am grateful that I can choose peace. You haven't ignored the unhappiness. You're simply switching your focus and you're focusing on the I am. The I am power that is you. All right. So I leave you with that. And I invite you to schedule a call with me, a complimentary call, if you are looking for more support on your spiritual odyssey. Okay. I take you through a process that I used to where I could start looking at myself as the I am that I am. From programming, from religious programming, shed all of that. And so now I share with you my process. So if you're looking for more one-on-one support in your spiritual odyssey, book a call with me so that we can talk, so that we can discover how I can support you. All right. So don't forget about the book, Tales of a Money Maven, How Religious and Other Programming Has Effed Up Your Money, on Amazon in paperback right now. The links to schedule a call with me and the link to the book will be in the description box of this video. So until next time, cheers.